Hi folks, welcome back. We have ticket 237 in our hunt for a jackpot. We are starting with U and X. Couple of hot letters. Butter has a U, Ruby has a U, and the Sun, the hottest of them all, has a U. We have any X's? There's no Texas on this one. There you have a steer. Any more U's? I don't see any U's, and I didn't see any Q's. No X's. Swift doesn't have either. All right. There's a V and an S. All right. One good letter out of that. Swift has an S. Crease and C have an S. Steer has an S. Sun has an S. Now it's just missing an N. Will sun be our first word? Let's hope it's our sixth. We haven't had a $20 winner. We've only had a 5-word $10 ticket. Maybe today's the day. How about S's? Specific has an S. Is that our S's? Do we have a V? I haven't seen a V. I still don't see a V. Let's look for our next two letters. There's an E. Maybe we can have an E and an A. There we go. Some vowels. There should be some of those. We have our first word with C. Can you see us getting a big win on this ticket? I hope so. Hinge has an E it shares with it. 19 has 3 E's. One of them it has with crease, and crease has another E that it shares with millipede. 19 has an E that it shares with MC. And MC has one it shared with millipede. And it has a third E. I'll be tired once I get done with all these E's. Steer has an E. Has another E that it shares with butter. Neon has an E. Crease has an A. I don't want to forget about our A's. Pacific has an A. Specific has an E that it shares with T, and T has an A, and now it's just missing one letter, a T. Dinner and rice share an E. Watt has an A. Is that it? That's a lot. I like that. We need to do more of that. Let's get them all. How about a G and an O? We have a G right in front of us, and hinge. Where else? Neon has an O. One O and one G. It looks like it. I don't see any others. All right, we'll go on. A little disappointed, but we'll see. There's an F and a D. We have an F in Swift. We have an F in Pacific. We have a D in millipede. We have an F in specific. And a D in dinner. Where else? D's and F's. Oh, I don't see any. I think that's it. All right. Now we have an L and a Y. Ruby has a Y. Millipede has 2 L's. Any more? It does not look like I see any more. All right, let's go. How about a B and a W? We have a W in Swift. Butter and Ruby have a B. Ruby is just missing an R. W with and Watt have a W in common. Watt's just missing a T. Where else? Any more B's? Any more W's? I don't think so. All right, let's see what we got next. We have an H and an I. All right. With has an I and an H. Swift has an I, now it's just missing a T. Hinge has an I and an H, and it is just missing an N. Pacific has two I's, shares one with N, which is missing two N's. 19 has an I. Millipede has an I, it shares with specific. Specific has another I, it shares with dinner. Rice and millipede share an I. Is that all our I's? And did we get all our H's? I think we did. Let's see our next two regular letters. We have a C and a Z. I don't believe I've seen a Z. We have some C's. Crease shares a C with Pacific, which Crease is just missing an R. Pacific has another C and it's just missing a P. MC has a C and it's just missing an M. Specific has two C's and it is just missing a P. We definitely want a P then. It gives us two more words with C, and then we would see ourselves with a winner. All right, N and P. How about that? Or T. M. Okay. Well, there's one. MC gives us our second word. Millipede has an M, and now it's just missing a P. So we sit with MC and C. All right, we're not there yet. Let's see if our last bonus letter gives us a winner. And it's a J. That is a disappointment, folks. 237 broke our heart. We thought we were going to get a big one. That's all we got for today. Swift would have been $25. Swiftly going to our biggest win yet, but not today. Come back tomorrow on 238 where we see if we can improve on this. Till then, bye.